we've gone over a few ways that you could action the data. Perhaps one of the most impactful, particularly from the culinary side of things, is this star dog analysis. What it does is it measures the popularity of a dish versus the profitability of a dish. So when you do this analysis, whether it's across your entire menu or just even within a menu category, each dish will fall into one of 4 quadrants, each of which has a clear action to take. So there are your stars, which are above average profitability and popularity. So these are the rocks of your menu. You want to push them as much as you can. There are the puzzle pieces, which are high in profitability, but low in popularity. So if you could find a way to push these a little bit more, that would have a positive effect on your bottom line. Next, you have the plow horses, which they're actually quite popular, but from a profitability perspective, there could be some opportunities to improve. So this is where you'll want to look at how to tweak the dishes. And Chef Alex, I believe you'll go over some examples of how to do that in a little bit. And then there's the dogs. So these are the ones that are low in popularity, low in profitability compared to the rest of the menu. These are the ones where you want to assess, is it worth holding on to these dishes, or should you remove them or replace them on the menu altogether?
We've created a spreadsheet that really just breaks down your menu, where you can input your name of your dish, input the cost price, and then it will then generate the cost price and then the selling price. It will then work out, even with the new VAT rate, the margin that you're making and the gross profit. And it will give you a quick overview of your menu. We've done it so it color codes to give you a little idea of whether you're green and good to go, or red and it needs a little bit of work. But this is your first step. So the next part of the process is getting that data. So pulling the POS data from your system, taking it from a decent period, so say 3 months, so you've got a good overview of what was happening, and then enter in the numbers of dishes sold, and it will generate out an average dish. You can then, again, we put another column in there, so you can just take a quick glance to see whether you're higher or lower than the average frequency of sale. In the next tab of the spreadsheet, you have the star dog analysis, or you have the base of the star dog analysis. What we've done is that average then forms part of the axis here, which will give you your first halves. The next part, to take it into quadrants, is down to you. What margin do you want to make? We've left it as gross profit. So you then divide the graph across at the point you feel is the right gross profit margin for you guys to make. This will then give you your star dog analysis.
So you've done your analysis at this point. What actions do you need to take? There's the stars, highly profitable and highly popular. Keep driving those, highlight them. They're the rock of your menu. They're what's driving your bottom line quite a bit. Then there's the puzzles. So going back to an example from when I was running a restaurant back in Canada, we had duck listed as one of the most profitable main dishes on our menu. However, we realized that it wasn't selling. In the list of entrees, it was right in the middle. So we wanted to push it a little bit more. So all we did was we switched the order. Duck was the first one that people saw, and it actually had a massive impact on the frequency that people would order it. It became our 3rd most popular entree. So that had a positive impact on the bottom line.
And then we're in the bottom 2, which is always the goal, is to push them just up. So let's start by making them more profitable. So the plow horses, we know that they're super popular within your customers, but what they're not doing is delivering what you need as a business, which is that profitability angle. So here is when you can start taking a look at the cut of meat you're using, the weight at which you're serving it. Is it maybe even the carbohydrate? So if you're doing pasta, for example, if we reduce down the portion of the pasta size, will it have a negative impact on the customer's perception of it? Possibly not. Will it help impact your profitability? Yes. So you can start making small changes and small tweaks to your menu in order to drive that plow horse up into being a star. Your dogs, now this is where it gets a bit tricky, because there are going to be things on there that are dogs that are low in popularity and low in profitability, but they're there for a reason. They could be a gluten-free meal. It might be the kids' meals, which we know you have to do special pricing around, and it might not drive that same level of profitability. So always take a view of what is in that section before you start cutting it away. Because ultimately, if it's not making you any money and it's not popular, you may be considering getting rid of it. But don't do it without considering the impact. So if, for example, you're removing a vegan dish from the menu, it's super important that you still have a well-balanced menu offer.